If you want to see a comparison between the Lancôme holiday set for 2020 and the Elizabeth Arden set for 2020, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome or welcome back to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I am very happy to bring you this video today, and it is a comparison, as you may have heard in the teaser, between the Lancôme Holiday Blockbuster set for 2020 and the Elizabeth Arden Holiday set for 2020. So these two guys, there is a big difference between box sizes. No question there. But apart from box size, there's also a difference in the cost between the two. So let me cover that right off the hop. For Elizabeth Arden, at least in Canada, you are going to spend $58 for the privilege of getting this set for $88 Canadian. So a $58 purchase and an $88 purchase price for the set itself is a total of $146 combined. Now for the Lancôme set, it is an $85 purchase, and then the set itself you can get for $98 for a total of $183. So that is a $37 minimum difference between the two sets. So that may be a consideration for you. And I will say though, that the value difference between the sets is substantial, and I will be going over that in this video. So in part, it matters what it is that you care about between the two sets as far as what is included, and maybe the value difference is not very important to you if the products that make up that difference are not of interest. So let's take a look at both kits, one item at a time, and see what really makes them quite different. The first obvious thing is the case that comes with the kit. This is the Lancôme case. Now it does come in this fuchsia/hot pink version, and it also comes in a grayish black version. Now the grayish black version may be hard to find at this point because it was more popular than this one. And it's actually why I went with the hot pink/fuchsia, because I didn't care about the color and I knew that the black would probably be more popular, and I thought I'd leave it for somebody else. You know, just why not if you don't care, right? So let me just open this up. It's a nice big tab zipper, and there are two of those zipper heads, which is nice. And it is a sizable compartment inside, and it very much is reminiscent of luggage. And so I would not hesitate to take this as my makeup case for a trip once I can travel again. The zipper is pretty good. I do like that this surface is quite easy to wipe down. The one thing I will say though is that the exterior is plastic, so it will scratch over time and will not stay this pristine. It's just the way it goes with that kind of material. Now let's take a look at the box that comes with the Elizabeth Arden kit. And this is different in that the products for Lancôme, the products all come in that case in a plastic insert. Whereas in the Elizabeth Arden box, this box is at the bottom of this case. So it sits at the bottom and all the makeup is on top. And so it's a bit of a different experience. And all of the products in this box, if it makes a difference for you, is wrapped in tissue paper. So there is no unnecessary plastic in this box. That may be a deciding factor for you with less waste. Let's open the box for a second. So what you'll see is that the box has a false bottom, and the little red case comes at the bottom of this box, and the makeup itself rests in this top section, again in white tissue paper. I thought it was an innovative way of setting this box or putting this box together with less plastic. The one thing that it would have been more efficient, which I did check, all of the stuff that you get from Elizabeth Arden would have fit in that little red box. But still, no plastic is a good thing. Now, this component has a magnet on the front, so you can see it clasp back together very easily. It has a handle on the top, which if you pull it enough does keep its shape and stay up. And then you have a kind of a hat box almost that does not open up all the way. So that is something that you may want to note, that it's going to close back up on you. And it is a very nice interior, just as the Lancôme box is a nice interior. Now, of course, this would not be a case I would necessarily take traveling, but it is a very cute case for mementos or jewelry or that kind of a thing. And as a matter of fact, when I opened this up and did my review of the Elizabeth Arden set, I put this right here right away because I just liked the way it looked on my shelf, and it's probably going to stay there for quite a while. And the material itself makes it easy to wipe, just as the Lancôme case makes it easy to wipe down and keep clean. Now let's get into the makeup. And there are a few items to talk about. For the Lancôme set, all of the makeup follows the brand's aesthetic, which is kind of a lacquered black with the rose component or emblem as a component of the packaging by default. Now, this palette is a little bit tough to open, but it's getting better apparently. And it has a sizable mirror with a nice big fingerprint, a sizable mirror. It is the best mirror out of any of the holiday sets that I've reviewed. There are 12 significant size shadows in here, and there is a hidden tray right down here that houses the face palette. Now, I really, really like this for a palette on the go because you have your face powders and you have your eyeshadows all in one set. Now, in the face powders, there is a bronzer, there is a blush. This one I would call a blush highlight hybrid because there's kind of a golden effect to it. And then this would be the one that I would call an all-out highlighter. But of course, any of these powders can be used as eyeshadow as well. And the eyeshadows themselves, not hugely colorful, but definitely a few pops of color that would go very well with a holiday type feel. I have done 6 looks with this palette. If you want to take a look at all of the looks that I've done with the Elizabeth Arden and Lancôme and Estee Lauder, you can find all of them in the description box. So that is it for this one. And if you're curious about this look, you can also find the information in the description box. It is a look that I did with the Estee Lauder Holiday Blockbuster set. So I like the aesthetics of this palette. It does not give away that it's a holiday palette unless somebody knows about it. It definitely follows the Lancôme aesthetics, which I think is quite a nice aspect to it. Now, if a more holiday look is something that you care about, then the Elizabeth Arden has a nice holiday effect while still being nice and sleek and black and stackable for all 3 aspects of these palettes. Now, this palette from Lancôme has quite a bit of product, 0.81 ounces or 23 grams of product between the face palette and the eyeshadow palette. In these, let's do the tally. Across the 3, there are 17.3 grams between 2 eyeshadow palettes and 1 face palette. That means 0.61 ounces for our American friends. All right, now, the one big thing though in this stack is that there are highlighters, but there is no blush and there is no bronzer. So let's take a look at all 3 palettes. We have a face palette of highlighters, and there are 3 highlighters in the face palette. And out of the set last year, the highlighter in Rose Quartz was the belle of the ball across all the powders. And so it does not surprise me that they went with more highlighters this year. It did surprise me though that there was no blush and no bronzer. Last year there was no bronzer, but the 2 blushes included last year were horrible, so maybe they just decided to steer clear of any other face product other than highlighters. And stick with what you're good at, right? That's fine. Now the 2 palettes, they are conveniently marked day and night. And all of the eyeshadow names are on the back, which they were as well last year. And Elizabeth Arden does a really good job at designing the front cover. Last year was very pretty as well, and it just opens up like this. And the pan size is quite considerable. Very pretty layout, nicer than last year. You've got 4 mattes up top, 4 shimmer / metallics down on the bottom, and again 6.5 grams total for this eyeshadow palette. Now I did do 3 looks with the Elizabeth Arden eyeshadows. You can find them all in the description box along with the Lancôme looks that I mentioned earlier. And we looked at the daytime palette. This is now the nighttime palette. And I did do a purple look with this palette as well as the purple look with the Estee Lauder. And of course you can tell what I used. And I wanted to really check out the purple color in both kits because, now Estee Lauder is not what we're talking about today, but purple is really tough to formulate. And I wanted to make sure that both sets, out of the 3 holiday sets I evaluated, actually there's technically 4, but let's say 3, that the purples were good. And I can confirm that all of the holiday sets I've tried, the purples are good. I think that this is a very nice layout, again, just like the day palette, and I think that the colors that are chosen are definitely holiday, especially the gold and the kind of burgundy color right there. Plus, this would be a very nice silvery smoky eye right there. I do like the color choice, and I do like the fact that there are 8 and 8, so a total of 16 shadows in this set from Arden. So if the quantity, as in number and the amount of eyeshadow, is of importance to you, then I would say that the Elizabeth Arden has more eyeshadow because it has 8 across 2 pans, meaning 16 total. And the Lancome palette has a total of 12. As far as color balance between the two, I would say that you get the same amount of neutrals and colors across the 2 brands. It's just a matter of which colors you like best, if that's more important than the variety of shadows, in which case the Elizabeth Arden wins. Now, when it comes to tools, both sets have brushes. So the Lancome set has a double-ended brush. Now this is last year's brush. This year has a less fluffy brush head than the one I'm showing you here, but it has the exact same eyeshadow brush head as last year. So the only difference is this brush head is about, I'd say, 25% bigger in this brush than what actually comes with the kit. When it comes to the Elizabeth Arden, last year was a full powder brush, and this year is an angled powder brush. So it's nice because they're not repeating the same brush year after year, and so you can complement your brush selection every year with the kit as opposed to ending up with a duplicate, which is kind of what happened with the Lancome set this year. So you have this angled brush, and you also have a shadow brush. Now the thing with this shadow brush, which I did use, and I tested both with the kits, and I tested this, not the powder brush so much, but I did certainly use the brush head for eyeshadow application and tested that out. Again, just to see how the shadows apply with the brush that came with the kit. When it came to this one, I just didn't want to use a brush that is virtually the same year after year. I didn't want to use a second brush, so I used my old one that is, like I said, a bit different, about 25% fluffier on this one than what came with the kit this year. Okay, I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure I am clear. But when it comes to Elizabeth Arden, these two are new brushes compared to what was in the kit last year, so I did test them all out, both of them, and this one performed just fine. It's a little bit fluffy, but I managed to get into the corners and everything with it. And then this one, an angled powder brush, is usually a delight to use, and it was. And I really do like the handle on this brush and the ferrule size. It's very comfortable to use. But out of the two, I would say that I prefer what is in the Elizabeth Arden kit because it's not double-ended. This can be really tough to store because it's just kind of awkward. You end up ruining one of the brush heads, and it's always going to be the small brush head that loses because this is how you want to put it in a brush container. So far, I have been putting this brush in the brush container just like that, and probably because I have a bunch of brushes in there. The brush head is not getting all that damaged, but over the long run, it's not a great thing for makeup brushes. Now let's talk lip products. Both kits have 2 lipsticks. These are the 2 lipsticks that come in the Elizabeth Arden set. They are a square package. I do like square packaging. If you're going to be storing these in a place where they can roll around, well, then in this case, the package will not allow that. And there are 2 colors. There is this beautiful mauve color, which is called Mulberry Bush. I should know that by now. And yeah, Mulberry Bush. I'm going to give you a swatch of that. That is what I am wearing on my lips right now. And the other one is a red called Sangria 43. So those are the 2 lipsticks in the Elizabeth Arden set. And let's compare them to the Lancome set. And I do want to give you 2 lipsticks side by side so that you can see the difference in size. So here we go. Here are the 2 lipsticks. Not that different. Okay, and let's do a quick swatch of the Lancome lipsticks. Now the Lancome Red Stiletto is very blue red, and it tends to make any other red lipstick look very orange. It's just the nature of the beast for some reason. And let me show you the 2 nudes next to each other. You'll see the Lancome one is very, very brown as a nude. And I thought I would mention that because some people like brownish nude lipsticks and other people don't. Okay, here we go. So this is the natural kind of brownish color from Lancome. This is the Red Stiletto from Lancome. So this is Natural Beauty, Red Stiletto. This one is Sangria. And then this one is Mulberry Bush. These 2 are from Elizabeth Arden. Now, as far as the lipstick colors, I would say all 4 are very nice. Of course, it's going to depend on your skin tone. I was able to use all 4 of them in looks with no difficulty. I was not compromising by feeling I had to wear a given lipstick in a given look. Just gold, a gold look for eyeshadow, gold and brown. This made it easy to wear this lipstick. I definitely am wearing a mauve lipstick with this look, and I think it looks really quite nice. And for a kind of brown look, just a natural, a slightly brown, neutral lip certainly looks good. With a deep green eye look, this would look great. And there is a kind of peacock green in the Lancome palette. Now let's talk mascara. There are 2 mascara products in the Lancome set. There is the Bi-Facil, which is a defining mascara. That's what the wand looks like. And there is also the Cil Booster XL, which is the lash primer before you apply the Lancome mascara that you choose. So that's what that looks like. So you put the primer on, you let it dry, and then you put your whatever mascara it is that you have as a selection over top of the primer. This is very much a defining mascara, but with the primer you end up being able to get more volume. So it's kind of a, I don't think that you need a primer, but if you want to enhance a mascara that is more of a defining mascara, I think this is a good pairing. And then there is the Grand Entrance mascara from Elizabeth Arden. And it is unfortunately a mascara that I cannot use. You'll see it's a curved wand, and it's very spiky plastic. And for my eye shape and the way I apply mascara, I used it last year because I wanted to test it out, and I will never be testing it out again. So I used it for the whole pre-holiday season so I could offer my thoughts, and I won't be using the mascara again. Do I think it's an okay mascara? Sure, it's fine. But if plastic bristles bother you, this may not be a good choice as a mascara. And if you're getting the kit, you're probably going to be considering that mascara just needs to be gifted to someone who can use a plastic bristle wand. Out of the two, though, if it's no difference to you, I think that a mascara and a primer is a nicer offering than a Luxe mascara on its own. Lancome has a very good reputation when it comes to mascaras, and the Grand Entrance did win an Allure Award for the nature of the mascara. I would say they're both good options. It's just with the Lancome side, you get two products. Now we get to skincare, and that is really where the two sets diverge in a very, very big way. The Elizabeth Arden set has virtually no skincare. This is it. That's all that's included. So there is a set of ceramide capsules, a month's worth in here, and a couple of sample sets, I think it's 10 each, of the retinol and the eye booster, I think it's called. Advanced Ceramide Capsule Daily Youth Restoring Eye Serum is what it's called. So this is not a whole lot. And for the slight difference in price between the two sets, the total cost for product purchase and the set purchase is 183 Canadian for Lancome, and for Elizabeth Arden, it's $58 of product purchase plus $88 for the set for a total of $146. The difference between the two sets is $37. So I'd covered that earlier, but let's say, okay, $37. The amount of difference in skincare that you're about to see is way over $37. One product blows that number out of the water. So let me show you what comes in the Lancome set. First off, there is the Bi-Facil in 4.2 fluid ounces or 125 milliliters. That is a full-size Bi-Facil. That by itself is a considerable amount of money. But wait, there's more. There's all this. A eye cream from Lancome, which is the full-size 15 ml, retails regular price for $85. That's a lot. Then you have this serum, which is the Génifique Advanced Serum. What's it called? The Youth Activating Concentrate is what it's called. And that is a full 30 ml. That's a full-size serum. And the eye cream is full size. And then on top of it, you get the concentrate for eye and lash. And that is 20 ml for an eye serum. That is a lot of money, which just blows the value of Lancome way, way, way past Elizabeth Arden. Now, of course, if you don't care one iota about skincare, then maybe apart from the makeup remover, nothing else really matters, but the makeup remover just justifies the difference between the value of the two sets just on its own. So that is a significant consideration. The skincare for the Lancome set just puts it way, way, way past the value of the Elizabeth Arden. If you don't care and you wanted a smaller box and you wanted something more reasonably priced, especially if you're giving it as a gift, then the Elizabeth Arden does have very, very nice aspects to the holiday set for $37 less. It just depends on what it is that you care about. If you want to get the biggest bang for your buck, the most amount of value, then I would definitely steer you toward the Lancome set. So when I looked at the additional value beyond the price that you pay, the value you get in the set, the Elizabeth Arden came out at about 40% greater value than what you pay for it. As far as my guesstimate of what everything in the set was worth. The Lancome set blew Elizabeth Arden out of the water at 3 times the value of what you pay for the set itself. That's a big, big difference. 3 times the value versus 40% more in value. So 140% versus 300%. There's a big difference in value between the two. So it's food for thought. Again, it could be that you want something that is less expensive as a gift, as opposed to focusing so much on value. And whether it's a gift for someone or a gift to yourself, if you are brand loyal to Elizabeth Arden or Lancôme, that might be your deciding factor. I mean, for a lot of us, makeup brands, there's a personal and emotional tie to certain brands over others. We have preferences for the way a brand markets, for the way a brand presents itself in the packaging, in the type of products that they tend to focus on. And that is absolutely personal preference, and that can't just be an economic decision for a lot of us. There are intellectual aspects to a purchasing decision, emotional aspects to a purchasing decision, and so both of them need to be taken into consideration. There's practical, and there's also how we feel about stuff. So that's it as far as the comparison. Of course, it comes down to what it is that you care about. And yeah, I hope you found this comparison useful. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would appreciate hearing from you, whether it's comments, questions, any other thing, outbursts. Let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you enjoyed this video and you are not a subscriber to this channel, you might want to just hit that little subscribe button in the corner of the screen. I would really appreciate that. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.